Hi, vinyl community. George Allen here. Vinyl LPs, CDs, coming to you again from my tornado room here in the basement in Middle Tennessee. And this weekend I was thinking of doing something a little bit different. So I got a couple CDs together of three artists, and they're kind of like a it's kind of like I got three CDs that are kind of like a compilation of what you might call their greatest hits, and because I was thinking that it kind of displays their best of kind of like the best of what they've done in a similar fashion. And they're not really listed. Well, I guess one might be listed as their. Some are anthologies, some are greatest hits, I guess. And so instead of fumbling around here with words, because it's early Monday morning, and again, I probably should have had my coffee first before I did this. But I'm going to take them in alphabetical order, the three artists, and I'm going to begin with Gary Brooker. And Gary Brooker is probably best known as the leader of the group Procol Harum, because what I'm going to present is the anthology of Procol Harum. Now, but I mention him as a singular artist, Gary Brooker, because he was also the head of the first group that he was in, called the Paramounts, for several years, which was a kind of rhythm and blues band. And the Paramounts had quite a following and in England. They released even, I believe, one or two 45s. I don't know them actually releasing an album. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure about that. They kind of disbanded, but needless to say, then he began writing songs with lyricist Keith Reid, and that led to eventually then the formation of Procol Harum. Then later on, and the reason why I mention him as an artist is because he formed Procol Harum, and then in between the heyday of Procol Harum, he did two solo albums. He was part of Ringo Starr's all-star band. He is also part of Eric Clapton's recording band on several of his albums. So that's why I mentioned him as an artist. But what I wanted to speak about in particular, though, was this great anthology, the Procol Harum Still There Be More. This is what it looks like. And this came out in 2017. So it covers Procol Harum from 1967 to 2017. And if my math is correct, that is about 50 years of Procol Harum. And it's a great CD. This is what it looks like on the inside. Actually, it's two CDs. And if I can open it further, I don't know if we can catch all of it. I'd have to go back pretty far. It goes like this. And inside, part of it fell out here. Let me get the rest of it. There's a nice booklet, and in this booklet there are pictures of them, the early days. It's got lyrics, pictures of them early on. There's Gary Brooker as a young man. I think there's even a picture. Oh, here's a picture of them. Two pictures. One here of them as the Paramounts playing. Then here is a cover picture when they released Whiter Shade of Pale. And let's let's see, all kinds of good stuff. And besides the 2 discs, then in that you also get, with this, Still There Be More, you get a poster. And nice poster, you see that. Okay, so what a deal. 2 CDs that covers 50 years of their work, and I will give you a little breakdown of. So this is the deal with this. Having followed Procol, I have a bunch of their vinyl albums. They even released several years ago an EP on clear vinyl that had on one side 2 new songs, the other side had some live recording, 2 live recordings, some older songs. But on this, you get everything beginning with A Whiter Shade of Pale on disc 1. It goes through some songs off their first album. Then their second album, Shine On Brightly. Some cuts from Salty Dog. Then some songs from Broken Barricades. Let's see. Conquistador Live. Grand Hotel. There's even a cut from, let's see, cuts from, Grand Hotel. Beyond the Pale. Let's see, some cuts from Exotic Birds and Fruits. Let's see, songs from Something Magic. And then there's a cut from their latest album, Novum. I've seen Procol Harum myself 3 times. I saw them in the mid-70s when they were touring America in support of Grand Hotel. Then I saw them in 2012. Then I just saw them 2 years ago in Atlanta, and when they were supporting the release of their latest album, Novum. And the one remaining factor of the band this whole time is Gary Brooker. And I'll tell you, when I saw them in Atlanta, they were really rocking. So, Gary Brooker and Procol Harum. This is a wonderful anthology. Still There Be More. So if you don't have much Procol Harum and you want to be able to get a wonderful overview of them, I strongly suggest getting this. Okay, next up. Another one of my all-time favorites. I did his first solo album and an earlier CD, Al Kooper. And this is Al Kooper's Rare and Well Done. 2 CDs. And the reason why it's called Rare and Well Done, it's not that he does songs about steaks, but the first CD are rare cuts, ones that have been unreleased, and the Well Done are songs that are on other albums, so it's kind of like a compilation. And the rare ones are he does some very interesting things. He does a demo of the song I Can't Quit Her, but it's a different version than the songs that he has recorded. And he does a live version of Baby Please Don't Go. Let's see, there's some other interesting songs here. I Went to See the Gypsy. He does an instrumental version that's very, very interesting. An arrangement of Hey Jude. Really neat song. There's one other one that was very fascinating. Song by Ecstasy on here. Let's see if I can find it. Well, I've been listening to it all weekend, and now I can't find it. Now it's on here. well, it's on there. But anyhow, and the Well Done, of course, he does some great song. I Can't Keep From Crying sometimes. He does that on one of his albums. This is a live version. This Diamond Ring, he did on one of his albums. Of course, that was a song he wrote for Gary Lewis and the Playboys. Bury My Body, he does that with on his album with that's Kooper Session with Shuggy Otis. And Bury My Body, of course, Season of the Witch, which is off of Super Session. That was very good. And I Stand Alone. Oh, Flute Thing he does on here, which goes back to his Blues Projects days. And that's a great song. And You'll Never Know Who Your Friends Are, off of one of his solo albums. And Brand New Day. That's a great song. Man, I can't believe I can't find that song from... Making Plans for Nigel. Making Plans for Nigel. That's off, that's an ecstasy song. So this is a great one that kind of illustrates... this is the two CDs. It illustrates... Al's recording career, kind of, the best of, except if, he was in Blues Project, started Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Then Al likes to do a lot of different arrangements and stuff, and eventually some of the other guys in Blood, Sweat, and Tears said, well, Al, we got a lot of horns. Why you want to add strings? So they kicked him out, And but he became a producer for Columbia. He brought in Leonard Skinner, and some of their better albums are the ones that he did with them. He's played with, you name it, and almost he's played with Rolling Stones, Hendrix. He's played with almost all those guys. Fabulous career. Al Kooper. So if you can, this is still available. I've seen it on eBay. I think even Amazon has it. Al Kooper, Rare and Well Done. Okay, one more. This is an unusual type of anthology, greatest hits, but it's wonderfully done. Steve Winwood's Greatest Hits Live. And this is the only CD. Now, I understand it's available in a 4 LP set, but at the time I got this, I think I got this about 2 years ago. I got it a few months after it came out. At the time, I wasn't into getting as much vinyl at that time, so I snatched this up, and I'm glad I did. Because it's a wonderful thing. Steve Winwood was going on tour. He had the band he was with, excellent musicians. And it doesn't say during what time period. I don't know if these were recorded over a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year period, but they did a wonderful job of recording. It sounds great. I mean, he begins with Spencer Davis songs, I'm a Man. Goes into a Buddy Miles song, Them Changes. Can't Find My Way Home. Low Spark of High Heel Boys. Goes into newer songs, Empty Pages. Dear Mr. Fantasy. Then he goes back. Then he finishes disc 1 with Gimme Some 11. Disc 2, Rainmaker, Pearly Queen, Glad. One of my favorite Traffic albums is John Barleycorn Must Die. Oh, I love that album. I really think, personally speaking, George Allen speaking now, and we all have our feelings about different albums, which, I can tell by people's comments. 40,000 Headmen. Now that's a great Traffic song. So a lot of those, John Barleycorn speaking, that's on here. And so this is a great greatest hits. It's the only one he did as live, as a solo performer. Without Jim Capaldi or Chris. Of course, Chris Wood's passed on, unfortunately. I don't know what Jim Capaldi's doing right now anyhow, but this is, if you have a chance, pick up the LP vinyls if you only want to buy vinyl. If not, pick this one up. It's a great addition for your Traffic collection. You'll really love it. The musicians are great. The recordings, very good. I like this a lot. Very good. So that's for Monday morning without having my coffee. That's the way it is. If you like this, subscribe. Subscribe. Trying to hit 70. Okay. Love you guys and gals. Wonderful vinyl community out there. And it's Cyber Monday, so don't spend all your money in one place. Spread it around. Okay. Talk to you later.